So greetings all. We're doing a Group 1 preview, and it's a big one, the Caulfield Cup for 2020 we're going to have a look at. And I've got Trevor Lawson on the line. G'day, Trev.
Good. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Yes, very good. Interesting race. No Japanese imports this year, but got the Europeans in and a couple of interesting locals. We might, as always, I think, start with the speed map because let's see if we can sort of set the race up a bit and see how it's going to be run. And what were your thoughts? Who do you think will be out in front?
So I thought most of the pace was out wide.
Yeah.
So generally what happens is they all sort of go forward down the straight because they start at the top of the straight.
Yeah. It's a long run to the first corner.
Yeah, it's about 400 metres. But it's more so once you get round the corner at the 2,000.
Yep.
Then they've got another like 650 metres up the side, which is basically a straight line the whole way. So once they get in their position, they basically just tend to stay there. So I'm sort of thinking that it mightn't be that sort of, quickly run the race because it's just a matter of how long they take to get in their positions.
Yeah.
So I had it's come out. I just haven't changed this map since I did it this morning, but Actal's come out now.
Yeah.
So and Raheen Houses, I haven't put it in, but it's drawn 22 and doesn't have any speed. So, but Dashing Willoughby's got some pace. It'll sort of hold its position from the inside. And then most of these other horses, True Self, Toffee Tone, Rage Dancer, they'll all sort of take, trails.
Yep.
I thought Master Wine will sort of be, forward to midfieldish. And then you sort of got Buckhurst can go forward. I think Finche will go forward this time. I think the only reason they didn't go forward at Flemington was probably because of the bias with the wind. But Lawson had to go forward. I've got Vow Declare going forward. Some people are saying they might go back because of the Melbourne Cup, but I mean, they went forward in the Melbourne Cup and I don't think it's got much chance here anyway. I think Prince of Arran will go forward from out wide and I think Anthony Van Dyke will keep going forward and I don't think it's any real penalty in the barrier for Anthony Van Dyke because he'll just sort of, he can stay out there, Bowman, for as long as he sort of likes in a straight line.
Yeah.
And then he'll get in the corner and then he's got another straight line to get in. So he's not going to, even though he might be wide to start with, as long as the pace is not brutal, he's not going to be really covering any extra ground because he's going to be running in a straight line.
Yeah, so it looks a bit like Dashing Willoughby up the inside and then, Anthony Van Dyke across the two internationals.
Verry Elleegant will get back. Mustajeer will get back. Avilius will go back. And I think Warning will go back from the barrier as well.
Right.
So I think it just might be a race for those up the front sort of thing.
And pretty strong stayers, those two in particular. So it'd be tough to run them down.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We might have a bit of a look at your market just to get an idea. I'm looking at TopSport at the moment just to get an idea of prices. So they've got, I just mentioned here, they're at 113% at the moment for the race Thursday afternoon. So they've got Verry Elleegant $5.50 favourite at the moment from Anthony Van Dyke at $6.50. Master of Wine is $8. What's your market look like? Who have you got on top?
So at the moment, I've got Anthony Van Dyke favourite.
Yep.
At $6.50. So basically, it's interesting how you do these races. You have to sort of use time form ratings for the English horses and your own ratings, and you do the market and you go to the market and you've got basically, horses exactly the same price as what the market is. So,
there'll be one of the rare races too, of course, that there will be a little bit of money in the market early because obviously such a big race. So.
Yes, yeah. They're sort of betting and they bet big limits. So, on time form, he did a figure of 125 first up, Anthony Van Dyke. He's done 123s. He won the Epsom Derby. He's done 122s. Did 123 last start. He beat Stradivarius in France in a small field. He looks a pretty good starting Stradivarius. I was trying to get a line through Stradivarius from other horses, but he seems to be, legitimate Group 1 horse over there.
Absolutely.
Bowman riding, as I say, I don't think he'll the barrier will be too much of a penalty for him. I think he'll roll forward. So I basically, 125 on my scale converts to 67.5. I put that in. I've actually given him a bonus in the run because, I like him with an Aussie. He's got a good rider.
Yep.
And I think he'll settle forward, and he's a strong stayer. So I've marked him sort of 650 favourite.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, as I said, he's second favourite with TopSport at the moment, 650. Favourite is Verry Elleegant at 550. Where have you got Verry Elleegant?
So I've got her like $12.
Okay.
I sort of liked her the other day and had her run to that figure, and the market sort of had her about the figure. So I think, I'm thinking that rating's sort of right for her. And then I've actually stepped her off that figure because now she's fourth up at a mile and a half. So on my scale, she'd sort of done 64. I think, excuse me, winning the BMW, and then coming back and did 65, running in the Queen Elizabeth earlier this year, but both on wet tracks. So I've rated her in between that at sort of 64.5.
Yep.
For me, I thought she's just poorly weighted. She got 55. It was a bunch finish the other day, in the Turnbull. She ran well, and she can improve off it. But having said that, there was 6 horses finished within one length.
Yeah.
One length of the winner. And generally, a lot of times they're not fantastic races. Basically, Vow de Clare ran 12th.
Yep.
And got beat less than 3 lengths.
Yeah. Okay.
In the race. So.
So 64.5, you said you've put her in at?
Yeah, I put her in at 64.5.
Compared to 67.5 for Anthony Van Dyke?
67.5 of Anthony Van Dyke, yeah.
Yep.
As I say, I don't. The handicappers got 5 points between them. Racing Victoria, and basically, I think the mayor's get an allowance of about 5 points, so they've sort of had them the same figure. But
right,
I'm not sure a figure should be that high, especially on, what's not a bog track sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I've sort of marked her $11, and I was able to bet in the race. I was happy to bet around her.
Yeah, sure. The other one TopSport has in single figures at the moment is Master of Wine at $8. How did you assess the chances?
I've got him slightly longer the market, got him $12.
Okay.
But my market at the moment is to 85%, so it's probably a similar price. He's fourth up, goes to 2,400. He won listed race fourth up, around this time last year. Was basically Cox Plate Day by the look of it, at Randwick. Would have thought this is a target race. He ran well the other day. He was slightly held up, hit the line okay. I would have thought this is their target race. So I've sort of rated him basically to his best. And Williams goes on, but Rod had been riding it, so it's not a big difference. Excuse me, and I've sort of got him around the $12.
No worries. So it looks like you've got an Anthony Van Dyke, fairly comfortable favourite, the top weight. And then, the next couple in Master of Wine and Verry Elleegant around $12. After that, have you got any sort of more chances under the $20 mark?
Buckhurst, I've sort of got $15, so I've got it slightly longer than the market.
Yeah, $12 at the moment with TopSport.
So
the other import, Buckhurst.
Yeah, so he's, I think Lloyd Williams owned.
Yep.
Ben Mellon rides it for Joseph O'Brien. Last year he was sort of 117 horse. He returned 116 first up. Then he did 120, but it was field of 3. This is the problem with a lot of these runners. Like, basically he's had 3, 6. He's had 10 starts, and only 2 starts he's started in races with double figures,
Right.
double figure runners. So he's got a peak figure of 120, but as I say, it was against a field of 3. So
he'll be facing a few more of that this week.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Then they can. I mean, the only upside for, I suppose, these overseas European, British horses is there'll be no crowd to fire them up.
No.
Which I think in the past has probably happened. So that's probably a positive for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I just sort of basically at they got a peak of 120. I've got him doing 117 a lot. I put him at 117.
Yep.
On the equivalent of and gave it a bonus in the run because I think he'll go forward and get a good run. He was good early on, and then last start he basically just went back to last. He drew wide, went back to last, and just couldn't get in the race. So it just looked like it was sort of having this was a clean out run for coming here.
Yeah. In terms of internationals too, when we're looking at the speed map, you mentioned Dashing Willoughby should get up the inside and probably has a decent bit of speed in the race. It's actually $31 at the moment with TopSport.
Yeah.
What sort of price did you mark it?
You sort of, I've just watched its videos today. I don't know it at all, and I'm going off time from runnings, but to me it looked huge odds. It ran 116 first up at Newmarket. A field of 10, it led all the way and basically kept going. The second start, it won at Sandown, I think it is, over 1.5 miles and rated 120. It sat behind the leader that day and won by a length and a quarter, and it was daylight to the third horse. And then it was a bit disappointing at York, the next start, or Goodwood, the next run. It was a little bit disappointing, but that may have been, just a flat run for coming here. Maybe it's a 2-mile horse. I'm not sure, but it did look big odds. And Walker's got off Prince of Arran, who he's ridden, the last couple of years to ride it. So I thought it was on time form ratings. I thought it was well in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you did mention the small fields, but if Dashing Willoughby and Anthony Van Dyke do get out the front and get the sort of run of the race, then it might not be too much of an issue for them.
No, that's right. Yeah.
The other one that I just wanted to ask you about that was in the market with TopSport at $12 was the other local Finche, the other Chris Waller runner, number 9. How did you assess Finche's chances?
So I marked him $15 as well. So again, just slightly longer than the market, but once the market comes down, it's probably around what price it is.
Yep.
He's so last year he ran off 305 days. He ran first up over 1,600. He won over 2,000. He got beaten inch in the Turnbull Stakes, and then he ran 5th in the Caulfield Cup and sat wide the whole way. Didn't have any luck. This time in, he
ran pretty well at. Sorry, mate. He ran pretty well in the Melbourne Cup too, from memory.
Yeah, he ran 7th. And basically returned like 63.5. So that would be about 117 on the time form for me on their scale. This time in, he resumed same thing 305 days later in the 1,600 metre race. But this time in, he missed the Randwick run. So last time he went 14 days into the Turnbull. This time in, he went 28 days. So he's actually 1 run behind. I'm not sure if that's anything at all. I basically rated him to what he did in the Turnbull last year, 3rd up. D Lane goes on. Sometimes these horses, you only sort of get 1 year to do it. He's 7 years old now, but he's slightly rated. He's a pretty consistent horse. And so I've sort of rated him basically up to what he does at his best and marked him $15. He's just one of those. He's a horse. It's the perfect thing for someone who does the ratings like me. And it's like, well, if it's that's all you can do. And if it's a bet, it's a bet, and if it's not, it's not, sort of thing. So
yeah, sure. Yeah, just looking down your prices, looks like the other ones you had around that mark were Prince of Arran and Chapada as well.
Yeah, Prince of Arran, I sort of didn't know roughly what to do with this horse. He came out 2 years ago, and he ran in Australia. He did 64 on my scale, 65, 63 and a half. Sort of ran terrific. Come back last year, ran 65, 65, 65.
That was Caulfield, Geelong, Flemington last year.
Yes, yeah. So the first year he ran Caulfield Cup, then the Saab or whatever it's called now on Derby Day, and then the Melbourne Cup.
Yep.
Last year he went Caulfield Cup, Geelong Cup, which he won, and then ran second in the Flemington, the Melbourne.
He'd be
Cup.
top three in all those races, I think, wouldn't he? Both
yeah.
It's pretty consistent.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But this year he looks to be going horrible. His time form ratings are a lot less. He's 8 years old. So I don't know, just might have been a bit of an indictment on Australian staying horses if an 8-year-old could win. So I didn't know. Like, I thought I'm going to take something off him because he's already been. Well, he's been here as a 6-year-old and couldn't win, and a 7-year-old and couldn't win. Now he's coming an 8-year-old to try to win.
Yeah,
sort of, and carried basically similar weights. So, having said that, I've got him $15, and he's TopSport at $21. So he's actually he's a bet. So I've been hard on him and still got him a bet.
Yeah, right. And the other one I think you had around decent was Chapada.
He's just consistent. Not sure what Joe will do from the barrier. He's just got to get him, but he resumed off that break, did 61, and then I just wasn't sure whether he could do, he could hold that rating. And last Saturday he did. He's on 7-day break back up. That may sort of be a bit of an issue, but basically 3 of his last 4 runs he's done the same figure. So I just put the same figure in and got him $15. And he seems sort of good overs. The thing that helps him is he's got 50 and a half, against these horses, so he's getting a lot of weight relief. But he will run the trip, so that's one of the prerequisites.
Yeah, he's $21 with TopSport at the moment as well, the same as Prince of Arran. So just looking at it, might get a bit of value with your top rater, Anthony Van Dyke, which is $6.50 with TopSport at the moment. Chapada and Prince Arran, as I said, $21 with TopSport. And you've got a little bit shorter, and also Dashing Willoughby, which
Dashing Willoughby's
$31 at the moment with TopSport.
Yeah,
could be a good bet at odds.
Yeah, so basically, I was happy risking Verry Elleegant. I was happy risking Lawson. I just made a call, Lawson. I thought he'd struggle to run the trip. That was just me. Sometimes you just got to make a call. And it was, and Toffee Tongue was another one. I would think it would sort of blow. Like, it reduced a good figure the other day, but it was a massive spike.
Yeah,
it was in the Turnbull. It was on the fence, so it had clear sort of running away. Didn't have the wind affecting its run at all. And as I said before, 5 horses finished within 1 length of the winner. So, not 100% sure with that rating. So I sort of come off it and marked it $21.
Yeah,
but, it wouldn't shock me if it ran. Wouldn't really not. Yeah, it probably wouldn't shock me if it won, but it wouldn't shock me if it ran nowhere. So
it's $16 at the moment, TopSport, so not far off where you've got it.
Yeah, so I'd sort of want a bit longer.
All right, sounds good. I reckon we'll be having a few bets, bit of an interest.
Yeah, well, I think there might be sort of so it might be a little bit of value, if we can sort of get on. I think I'll probably sort of like to be on Anthony Van Dyke, my favourite, and if we can get on that, we can back some roughies and hopefully get a result.
Sounds
good.
good.
A good race over the years.
Yeah, sounds good. Good race and always a good day. So we look forward to Saturday. So members will get your prices and all your notes on Saturday morning, and they'll jump on the live page, and we'll catch you then.
Yeah, I'd just like to say one thing, mate. I'm not sure. Sometimes what I do when I send the alert out, I copy and paste it onto the live page.
Yep.
And sometimes it basically says that I'm going to be back at 1:00. That's more for the alert. The live page is actually open. It's I thought because sometimes So Phil, if anyone's got a question in the mornings, just fire it through. There's no problem at all. If I don't get back to you straight away, it's just that I might be having a cup of tea or making breakfast or something like that. But I will get it. But once the page goes live, I'm basically there the whole time.
Good stuff. All right, no worries. We'll look forward to Saturday. We'll catch you then.
Great. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.